Selection albums are used by studios and wedding planners to let clients identify which photos they want edited, often from 10,000 to 20,000 shots. Giving clients the original files is a huge risk. Once they have them, they may bypass the studio entirely, especially if payment isn't complete. That's exactly what selection albums are built to solve. Clients get to browse, compare, and choose without ever touching a file they could walk away with. There are two ways to create one: from inside a project, manage projects, open your project, go to albums, and create a new selection album. Or globally, straight from the albums menu. Same exact process, you just pick the project first. Start by giving the album a name and a description. Clients see both the moment they open the album. It's the context that tells them what they're looking at and what event it's for. Now, the part studios love, the selection limit. Instead of letting clients pick hundreds of photos with no end in sight, set a photo limit, for example, 250. Clients who exceed the limit can be offered additional selections at a defined per photo price, such as 50 or 100 rupees each. Avoiding disputes later, you're also in full control of downloads. Choose whether clients can download photos directly from the album or restrict access to viewing and selecting only. A cover photo is optional. If the studio doesn't choose one, the system automatically assigns a default. But add your own, and you can drag the focal point to make sure it crops perfectly across both portrait and landscape views. It's the very first thing your client sees when they open the album. By default, every function inside the project is already included: wedding, mehendi, save the date, and so on. You can customize that and choose only the functions relevant to this album. And if you need a function that doesn't exist yet, you can create it right from this screen without leaving the workflow. Because all media is managed centrally inside the project, photos only need to be uploaded once. Selection albums, signature albums, and QR albums all draw from the same upload. No wasted storage, no repeated work. At upload, you've got two quality options: web quality and high resolution quality. For a selection album, go web quality. 100 gigabytes of originals comes down to around 4 to 4.5 gigs. Clients can still browse and choose with complete confidence, and your full resolution files stay protected. Upload in original quality, and you're storing the full 100 gigs with none of the advantage. One click, and the album is created. It shows up instantly in your album list and can be edited at any time. Hit share, and FOTM automatically lists every client associated with the project. Here's something that really matters. There are two access levels. A client gets access to every album under that project. A guest gets access only to the albums you've explicitly shared with them. Never give client-level access to anyone outside the direct client relationship. Vendors, family members, outside collaborators, always add them as a guest every time. Adding a guest is simple. Enter their email address or WhatsApp number and click Add. When the album is shared, login credentials and the album PIN are sent to both channels automatically. Before you send anything out, use the desktop preview or mobile preview to see exactly what your client is going to experience. No guesswork, no surprises. And even after the album has been shared, you're always in control. If the client has already submitted their selections and needs to make changes, you can reopen the album so they can select photos again. You can revoke access whenever required to take the album away from the client. And you can clone the album to quickly create another selection album with all the same functions, details, and settings already in place. On the client side, they receive a link and a PIN via email and WhatsApp. They tap the link, enter the PIN, and they're in. Or they install the client app and log in using biometrics, fingerprint, or Face ID, or an OTP. No PIN needed once they're authenticated, and every album they have access to is right there in one place. Creating the album is only half the journey. Now it's time to hand control to your clients. In the next video, we'll see the complete photo selection experience from the client's perspective.